we see the things that he says registering in the polls more. Even a week like this, we'll see new numbers by middle of next week. Him saying that Putin is a better leader than Obama in the past, you would have said, holy cow, it's a death sentence for a Republican. Probably not this time. What's the difference? Here's what I think. When Donald Trump says something that is controversial that divides the Republican Party, much like after the controversy about the Gold Star family, the Khan family, that's where you see him suffer a bit in the polls because he doesn't have that fortified base of support of all Republicans. I heard a lot of Republicans yesterday concerned about his comments. I don't know if you'll see that reflected in the next round of polls. As you said, we don't have polling that indicates a reaction to those comments just yet. But if the party divides on that tends to hurt him.
इसकी आ रही है
Little surprised
उसकी भी आएगी
exercise John McCain about Trump's Putin talk, given how strong and negative his feelings are towards that communist leader. All right, Dave Chalian, thank you for making this smarter as always. The numbers matter. There's a lot of news that will affect those numbers. So let's get right to it.
North Korea launching its most powerful nuclear test yet.
Will continue to put some of the toughest pressure that North Korea's ever been under. We have a man who now it looks like he's getting more and more hostile.
5 successful tests makes them now a nuclear power.
He prefers the Russian president to our American president. That is not just unpatriotic. It is scary. It is dangerous.
He is really very much a leader. Vladimir Putin is much stronger.
क्या सेटिंग की है इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग शो नहीं करवा रहा
He is on record as supporting it.
This is with Chris Wilson, and I was September August. Good morning. Welcome to your new day. It is Friday, September 9th, 8 o'clock in the East, and we do a overnight. A seismic event detected in North Korea, allegedly its most powerful nuclear test yet. The test leading the UN Security Council call for an emergency meeting this morning.
Kim Jong-un's government says it can now make nuclear warheads small enough to mount on a missile. Any worry that missile could reach the U.S. Pentagon correspondent Barbara Starr is here in the studio with more. Barbara, great to have you here. Are they right? Are their claims right?
Well, that's what we don't know right now. But the fact that they're making this claim is so significant. North Korea is saying it tested a nuclear warhead. You have to have a miniaturized warhead to put on a missile, to put on a launcher that could eventually attack the United States. This puts them further down the path of being able to do all of that. The U.S. intelligence community, I have to tell you, for the last several weeks has been increasingly concerned. They're seeing North Korea do test after test after test, and the tests are working. They are having more and more success. They're having a lot of success with their missile tests, and it is unsettling the region. You can bet on the fact that South Korea and Japan right now are pretty much on a continuous state of some type of missile alert at all times. The North Koreans are firing missiles towards Japan, and this puts the Obama administration in a very difficult position. What do you do about all this? You know, you're going to call Kim Jong-un on the phone and say, please don't, or we'll have more sanctions. The UN meets in a couple of hours here in New York this morning. It's hard to see where this goes.
कैमरे के आगे हाथ रख दे
In finding those who are healthy, right? Because one of the solutions, they're not coming up with all this technological on their own.
So, you know, we're not casting stones in any
वीडियो सोर्स नहीं किया तेरा
typically in the past.
हां हाथ रखना आगे बंद है
Pakistan have been known to help with nuclear programs around the world, but this time it's difficult to say, intelligence community officials believe, because the North Koreans are just making steady progress. Right now, they don't care if the world even sees their failures. They are putting the message out there. We are going to keep testing. We are going to have a nuclear missile that can attack the United States someday.
Really troubling stuff. Thank you for the update. And we'll look forward to more of your reporting, Barbara. Thank you.
A clear indication of why national security is so important, and it's certainly playing out the race for the White House right now. Donald Trump standing by his praise for Vladimir Putin. He even did it on Russian state TV. His comments, of course, coming under fire from Hillary Clinton, but also within his own party. Clinton now backing more, getting more members of the military to back her as a result. CNN senior Washington correspondent Jeff Zeleny is following all the developments. Jeff, Chris, good morning. The praise Donald Trump is showering upon Vladimir Putin is a remarkable break from the traditional boundaries of American politics. It's outraging Democrats and even making many Republicans uneasy about the blurred lines of country versus party. Now, Hillary Clinton says this is the latest sign Trump is not fit for the presidency.
He is really very much of a leader.
Amid ongoing criticism of his praise for Russian President
Durlach
Vladimir
bhi.
Putin,
He's been a leader far more than our president has
तेरे
been
ना
a leader.
Durlach bhi.
Donald Trump, in an interview that aired on a television station funded by the Kremlin, telling Larry King he thinks it's unlikely the Russian government is meddling in the 2016 election through hacking.
I
It's
think
called
it's
live
probably
government directive.
unlikely. I think maybe
हाँ, तो
the
नहीं।
Democrats are putting that out. If they are doing something, I hope that somebody's going to be able to find out so they can
ये मैंने भी check
that would not be appropriate at all.
Trump's team telling CNN they did the interview as a favor, claiming they had no idea it would end up on Russia Today. His running mate, Governor Mike Pence, defending Trump's comments about Putin in a CNN interview with Dana Bash earlier in the day.
I think it's
Setting
that
up
Vladimir Putin has been a stronger leader in his country than Barack Obama has been in this country. And that's going to change the day that Donald Trump becomes president.
Hillary Clinton highlighted praise of Putin. She says it's the latest example of how her opponent is unfit to be president.
That is not just unpatriotic. It's not just insulting to the office and the man who holds the office. It is scary. It is dangerous. We have never been threatened as much by a single candidate running for president as we have been in this election.
And Clinton also casting Trump as a divider in this new ad hitting the airwaves in swing states this morning.
Donald Trump says he alone can fix the problems we face. Well, I don't believe that's how you get things done in our country. It takes Democrats and Republicans working together.
This as both candidates continue trying to paint themselves as the better commander-in-chief.
I opposed going in, and I did oppose it. Saying no, yes, no.
Trump sticking by his false claim that he opposed the Iraq War early on, despite evidence from 2002 that proves otherwise.
Are you for invading Iraq? Yeah, I guess so.
As Clinton qualifies the language around her pledge to never put troops back on the ground in Iraq.
We are not putting ground troops into Iraq ever again, and we're not putting ground troops into Syria.
Isn't A, that ignoring some ground forces who are there, and B, boxing yourself in?
There is no, in my opinion, path forward to ground troops that would be in our interests.
And Clinton is showcasing her commander-in-chief credentials by rolling out the endorsements now of 110 retired generals and admirals. She's also convening a bipartisan meeting of Homeland Security experts later today here in New York, including former CIA Director David Petraeus and former Bush administration Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff. Allison?
Jeff, thank you for all of that. There's a heated debate raging again over Donald Trump's birther conspiracy theory. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani saying that Trump now does believe that President Obama was born in the U.S., despite Trump's years of ginning up this conspiracy. So CNN's Jason Carroll is here with more. Jason, what's the latest?
Well, Allison, as you know, Donald Trump has said repeatedly that he does not want to talk about the birther issue. His running mate, Mike Pence, has said he believes the president was born in the United States. Former New York City mayor and Trump surrogate Rudy Giuliani says he also believes Obama was born here in the States. But so far, still nothing from Trump. For years, Trump was one of the most outspoken backers of the birther movement, one who supported the false claim that President Obama was not born in the United States. Giuliani now says Trump does believe he and the birthers were wrong.
I want to know whether you believe that your candidate for president believes he would succeed a legitimate president or not. Does he believe he would succeed a legitimate president?
Donald Trump believes now that he was born in the United States. But that issue was raised originally. That issue was raised originally.
When is he going to say that this president is legitimate? This is a fundamental question, Mr. Mayor. Is the president of the United States legitimate or not? Do you believe it? If you believe it, why does your candidate state it?
I believe it. He believes it. We all believe it. Again, still no word from Trump admitting he was wrong or what he believes. Many in the African American community view the birther movement as racist. Trump, as you know, has been trying to court the African American vote. Pressure on Trump to admit his mistake. She addressed the issue at a Baptist convention last night.
We are facing a candidate with a long history of racial discrimination in his business.
ये मेरे नहीं आते यार वो चीज़
Toxic
तेरा देख रहे हैं ये साली ये स्क्रीनशॉट रखा बना हुआ
like
ठीक
the
है
lie
अब लोगों को क्या पता भाई वाकई है
Obama
नहीं
is
है
not a true American.
अब जब तेरा इस तरह का स्क्रीनशॉट ये जैसे उसका बना आ रहा है वो लाइव पे आता है
He doesn't even
वो बना आएगा ना तो लोगों को पता लग जाएगा
respect
वाकई यार ये बंदा लाइव
how
चला रहा
can
है
he serve all Americans?
And Chris Woodson also taking aim at Trump for another false claim. Trump continues to say he was against the war in Iraq before it started, despite that interview Trump did with Howard Stern back in 2002, where he said he was in favor of it. All right, Jason, so there are two challenges put to the Trump camp.